It's the Hip Hop Gamer Show. What it is, Hip Hop Gamer Show.
Like, you feel what I'm saying?
Yo, I'm gonna tell you something, true story, right? I asked certain developer, true story. I only give it to you real and raw, man. You know what I'm saying? Shots fired, Hip Hop Gamer. Now listen, I'm gonna tell you straight up. And it wasn't just one developer, it was quite a few. But I asked them, I said, why is it, especially in a lot of RPG games I play, right? Like, I could never really make a black character, like whether, like, I don't really see characters with hair that maybe a little nappy or something like that, whatever. And before I could even finish talking, dude was like, look, I agree, I know what you're saying, but to be honest with you, like, it's a controversy waiting to happen, and it's also a controversy that we trying to avoid. Like, I don't come from that, you know, I'm not black, so I don't even know how to, where would I start with making nappy hair? Like, you know what I'm saying? And my hair ain't like that. It's like, I don't. And what hit me is that a lot of people that's creating these games, they're making these games relatable to them because they're the ones, you know, the ones creating it. And I get it, it makes sense, but there's also a lot of, you know, black game developers in the industry as well that a lot of people may not know about, but there's a lot of them there. Shout out to my man Ramon Russell, because Ramon Russell, he's on the MLB team for Sony. It's like that Sony San Diego and stuff. So you know, there is black developers, you know, all around, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, positioning and, you know, authority and, you know, things like that. But it was even a fight to get, I forgot his name, but the famous baseball player that's on the front cover of MLB 15. It was a struggle getting him because he's black. Like, you know, this is just real conversations that people are afraid to have. So my thing is, I'm glad, I'm honored, actually, that you're creating a company designed to touch and reach and show that we exist from that particular standpoint. So now I want to talk to you about something that we briefly spoke about before off camera, but a lot of people's favorite game is still Def Jam, you know, Vendetta, Def Jam Fight for New York and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? And the thing is, there's a story behind that. You know, it's up to you, but I really think the fans would love to hear your story behind that game, because it's one of those things that now that we have a platform here on Hot 97, people should know. So if you don't mind, walk us through that, or as much as you can of that.
All right. Well, the thing is, when I dropped out of high school, again, my first thing was to make a video game company, right? So that's what I did. I didn't protect myself properly, and I was out there shopping the game. I met with a lot of people. I spoke to a lot of people. I showed them business plans. I did all of that. You know what I'm saying? More or less, Def Jam Vendetta is like a remix of the game that I was shopping at the time. I can't say for sure, but the whole timeline and everything, it seemed like I got swiped, you know what I mean? But it's, you know, it is what it is. A lot of people told me don't do it, you're not protected, this, that, and the third. And my whole thing was, being from my background, listen, a closed mouth don't get fed. So why would they rob me for? Like, I'm going to talk to people that are established. I'm trying to come up. If they see I got good ideas, they should respect it and see that there's more in there, you know what I mean? But, you know, long story short, Vendetta came out. I had nothing to do with it. And I mean, if you look at, if I go back and show you the stuff, you would be like, man, there's a lot here, you know. Like, I had a lawyer on it too, and he was like, man, listen, you got a lot here, but what's going to happen is we're going to fight these huge corporations, and they're just going to drag it out and drag it out and drag it out. And by the time we win anything, if we win anything, you're going to have to give it all to me. So he was like, you know, I don't even want to put you through anymore. Like, it's just, you got to eat this one.
Definitely a lesson learned. But one thing that, and I do want to see that. I do want to see that stuff. The reason why I say that is because we're living in a different time where social media and a person's opinion is that much more powerful. To give you an example, when Microsoft first revealed Xbox One, a lot of people didn't like the fact that they had a 24-hour check-in, you know what I'm saying, with the internet. So if, let's say you didn't have no internet on, you can't play your games, period, because they had a 24-hour check-in, you know what I'm saying. Then they had it where you know, you couldn't trade in your games if you didn't like it no more, or you can't let a person borrow it, because if they borrow it, you got to pay for it all over again. Like, you know what I'm saying, it was just a whole bunch of policies that they initially was going to go with, but the power of the community and the people and speaking up, you know what I'm saying, managed to, you know, make Microsoft say, you know what, we can't do this, or else we're gonna get eaten alive, you know what I'm saying. So they changed. A corporation as big as Microsoft, dog, was able to change their whole business model, so to speak, just to keep their fans happy because we spoke. So the reason why I said I want to see that is because it's kind of like a person going to jail for something he didn't do. Yeah. That conversation, a lot of these conversations that's coming back up 30 years later is getting these men free, right, or women free because of the conversation. You know, just like how you said a closed mouth don't get fed, sometimes it's not about getting fed, sometimes it's about how you can help others that don't know. Right. We go through fire so somebody else can't get burned sometimes. You see what I'm saying? So I really think we should revisit that and talk about that. That could be another interview. Yeah. You feel me? Now, the next thing I want to talk about is I want you to kind of let me know in terms of your team. Like, how did you get Arcade Boulevard, you know, off the ground to where it's at today? What's some of the steps you took that people could learn from?
All right, so basically, like, from step by step.
Good ass interview, I think. Turned out good. I like this. All right, cool, let's go.
Yeah, so step by step, what happened was, came up with the idea, right? And like I said, I'm like a serial entrepreneur. Since I dropped out, anybody that knows me knows, you know, I got ideas.
You are a serial entrepreneur.
Yeah,
I'm stealing that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now.
So yeah, so it's crazy because, like, I'm always coming up with something. I'm like a mad scientist, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, yo, I got another idea, another idea, another idea. But long story short, going through all of those things helped me understand what I need to do. So I came up with the idea. I understand you can't do anything by yourself, right? Right. So the first thing I did was I looked at all the aspects that I would need to make this company work. And from there, I looked at people that I knew directly, like in my circle, that could take on a role. So basically, it's like building a team. That's all it is. I used to play ball, so you know everything. I relate everything to that.
I feel like you done dunked them. like,
yeah.
I ain't playing against you.
Word. So that's the whole thing. It was like, you know, I know I'm a creative dude, so I had that part kind of covered. You know, you need organizational skills, so you know, I reached out to a few people, you know, that didn't work out, and then I ended up just talking to my lady. She's right here next to me. You know, she runs businesses. Like, what you know what I'm saying? So hollered at her. She was all for it. You know, my man, he's all over social media. So I'm like, yo, listen, could you handle the social media aspect? So it was more or less just building a team. Like, what do we need and how do we fill that position? So, and I was able to do that with people like in the arm's reach. So a lot of times it's just, you got to look at your resources, see what's available to you, who's available to you, and reach out. You know what I mean? And luckily, I have a lot of great people around me. People believed. Yeah. And that was it. You know, we came together and here we are about to put out a game. You know what I mean?
I can't now. Let's talk about this game. Now, the name of the game is called 456, right?
15, yeah.
All right. Now, look, I don't. Oh, my man got the shirt on. Wait, yo, wait. Let my man come. Like, yeah, pull the chair back real quick. Pull the chair back real quick. Word up. You gotta take a look at my man's shirt. Look at his shirt. Yeah, come on, put it in, son. You know what I'm saying? You know, introduce yourself too. Introduce yourself too, man.
Head of social media at BG Kicks 187.
Yo, that shirt is fire. How you? Yo, it's a problem. I was about to say, how you not going? I would have wore this shirt just now. That joint is hard, son. That joint is hard, son. Yo, I love that, son. Yo, that shirt is hard. on, son. Come on. All right. So my thing is, yeah. So like, tell the fans about the game. You know how you feel about it. You know how it works, how it operates, and you know, hopefully we can get a live demonstration. You know, once we get through the interview of it. But also we're gonna have some B-roll to show you guys exactly what the game is, like that. But in terms of, you know, you're the brains, man. Like I'm talking to the guy right here. You know what I'm saying? So walk us through it.
All right, so basically, FFS 15, that stands for 456, which is CeeLo. It's a 3 dice game that if you've been around New York City in the summertime when it's warm in certain neighborhoods, you might catch a big game outside, you know what I mean? So CeeLo actually originated in China, but somehow it became, you know, huge in the urban areas of the tri-state area.
You told me that?
Yeah.
I was like, you lying. So when he told me that, and I see the way people in the hood react,
yeah, I
was like, Wu-Tang already knew. Yeah. Wu-Tang knew everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, you know, it's basically, it's dice game on the phone. You know, we're not dealing with real money, but we're gonna have prizes for people to win. It's actually like 3D real dice. So, you know, you swipe the screen, and if you swipe it fast, he'll roll them out fast. If you swipe it slow or tap the screen, he'll lob it. You know what I mean? Your player will lob it. But you basically, you go in the game, you pick the block you want to play your game on, you pick your character, and you get your bread up. You know what I mean? That's basically it. You in control of how you roll the dice. So it's cool. It's not just like some computer generated, just hit the screen and whatever happens, happens. You know, it's really you're controlling the dice, and so I'm really excited about it because I feel like, you know, people that play the game already are gonna like it. You know what I mean? And for people that have never played it before, it's exposure to something new. Definitely. You know what I mean?
I don't be playing CeeLo, but I see everybody else do it, and they just make that shit look cool. So I just be like, you know, I want to just do it too. But I didn't know what I was doing, but it just looked good. So when I saw it in the game, actually, I'm gonna tell you something else too. I had an idea of the. I really, you know, was thinking about it. Infamous Second Son. It's an exclusive PlayStation game, and whenever you get new powers, you hold the touchpad and you hear the sound of the power through the speaker in the controller. So it's like if you absorbing something, it goes shh, and then you hear it in the controller. So it feels like you really took the power as a person. It's incredible the way they did it. So when I was checking out the 456, I was like, I wanted to take the phone and shake the phone and just do the motion. Right. And it would be amazing if, you know, if you had it on speaker where when you shook the phone, it's the phone sounded like dice, and you just do the motion. The reason why is because it's that much more closer to the reality of them really doing it. Right. And I think if that was implemented in the game and people saw that, think about it. You on your phone, then you could just do this. Like that shit would be crazy. What you think?